So, hello and welcome to my next chess video here. This time I show you the game between Ethereal 10.00 NP, whatever that means, versus Houdini 6.02. And Houdini is black, Ethereal is white, and I let them play the Leningrad Dutch, which arises after the moves d4, f5 the Dutch, c4, knight f6, knight f3, and g6. I let them play without any opening book, and let's see how Houdini and Ethereal will handle that position. So I'd probably go for something like knight to c3 now. Yeah. Also Ethereal is going to for knight to e3. And yeah, let's see. Knight c3, probably bishop there. Either queen c2 or e3, or some bishop move to f4 or to g5. Maybe you can try something like queen c2 and I don't know, maybe then d6, so that after this kind of stuff takes, you have this bishop here, but you can get out of it after this kind of stuff. Then your pawn is threatened, but you can defend it with that move. But I think white has no problems in this black has no problems in that position. So probably here, maybe takes, and then, no, not this move, of course. And then maybe bishop here to attack the queen. But also here black has no problems. So probably not c4 followed by e4. Probably something like bishop here. Castling, d6. E3, d6 probably. But you have to be careful about this diagonal here. Now some discoveries are threatened. Probably also knight here is coming. So knight to g5. So, let's see. I'm not a fan of black's position because this diagonal here is pretty weak. So I'm not a fan of Houdini's position, but yeah, it's Houdini, and it's not Houdini's fault that he's playing the Leningrad Dutch. Okay, but we don't have this bishop f4. We have to move g3 now, probably castling. Bishop g2. d6 followed by e5. I don't know. Maybe even c5 here. Takes. And then knight c3. Just to be able to play e5, e4 and to block this diagonal. This double isolated pawn is not that great, and you know, this move just to fianchetto the bishop doesn't work because here the knight is pinned. So also b4, yeah, b4 you also can just take it. And now e4 is threatened. Maybe bishop here, and then maybe queen there, and there is now no defense against e5, e4. Black's position could be fine there, but here maybe knight here to threaten a fork. So maybe rook here to be able to defend against this fork by playing the move e5. Now the bishop has to move. Now maybe e4. Knight moves. Knight takes. Queen takes. Yeah, but the knight is coming in here. Maybe bishop takes. It's not that clear, so probably black shouldn't go for e5 immediately. But also kicking the knight has also a beautiful square right here, so I don't know. So maybe after this, instead of rook to e8, maybe a3, a6, just to stop the knight coming in here. Then maybe castling, and then rook to e8. Followed by this one. Maybe knight here now, to maybe go in for the fork here, or bishop here is threatened. So maybe this one, just to defend against it. But then takes, knight takes check, queen takes probably, and queen here check. Followed by bishop there, and the queen has basically no square, so you have to exchange it. And I don't know, white is still up white is still up a pawn, so probably this doesn't work. Okay, we have a move here. This was just an idea to sacrifice here the pawn with c5. Probably this is possible, maybe not. With the move bishop g2, as I thought, and now the move d6. Maybe go for e5. Takes, knight takes. No, it doesn't work yet. But you can move the knight here, and then it works. So, for example, castling, knight here, h3, e5, taking there. Now the knight has to move, or maybe even pawn here. Maybe you can sacrifice. I don't know if you can sacrifice, but knight here, pawn here, knight here, pawn takes, knight here, rook takes, bishop takes. Okay, this doesn't work, so probably you cannot sacrifice a piece. So probably this move is not that great after all. Yeah. Okay, so maybe knight b to d7. e5, pawn takes. So probably something like this. Could defend it with that one. But then maybe rook here, but not sure about that, because the knight is coming in here and kind of have to make... Yeah, well, you could play e5 now. But then maybe this one. With the idea, if you take the bishop, then queen b3 check. And if d5, you just take it with the bishop. Knight takes, queen takes. And if here, then this is mate. And if here, then you just fork queen and king. This is not even a fork, you have this mating pattern. Check, you cannot go there because of this mate. But you can also not go there because this check is also made. So white could sacrifice a piece there after knight to d7. Can go in for this one and for c5. And you cannot take the piece, so... And this is kind of a threat here. So... Okay, Houdini doesn't go for this, of course not. Houdini is a great player, great engine, and it's seeing through all of this. Plays the move d6. Maybe going for some d5. Maybe d5 now by black takes. With the idea bishop here to... Yeah, but this is really so terrible. Takes, check, king here. Knight here, threatening this fork. Queen to here, defending. Don't know. Looks better for white. To me it looks better for white. But probably there is something I miss. Yeah, probably c6 is coming. The queen has to leave this diagonal, and then d5 or bishop here, or even queen takes this one. In some lines you can go for h6, kick the knight back, so it's not that terrible for black. So probably Ethereal is calculating something else. Okay, bishop e3. This is blocking in its own pawn, but I don't know, maybe it has some ideas of knight b4, maybe taking on a7 at some point. Well, this would be very greedy, but why would you play this bishop here? Knight here just attacks the bishop, but then bishop there. Bishop here takes, h6, h5 takes, knight here, g5. This is now a dead knight, so knight maybe here, but then king here, followed by this one, that one, and that one. I don't know if something like this ever works, because white has some freeing moves with f4 or f3, but it's worth a try, or it's worth analyzing it shortly. So, but after all, I think you'd have to go back there. And then queen e2, king here to defend the knight. And now queen here. If white wants to be extremely dull, takes, knight takes. Yeah, but this is probably nothing. Yeah, well, it's kind of threatening the pawn here. For example, some random move, then taking here, forking king and rook. And if you take the... Okay, this was not a random move, because now the rook can move to a7. But I don't know, a random move. I think every random move does the job of defending the threat. But right now the threat is, for example, if the knight goes there, if white has another move, then this check and winning the rook. So okay, but we don't have this kind of stuff. We don't have knight to g4. We have the move queen to e8. What about that one? Trying to fork. Black, but then this one. But now maybe that, not that one. That one. Going after the a7 pawn. Takes. Bishop takes there. I don't know. Yeah, but if you take this pawn, then the knight is falling. So probably this doesn't work. But here, maybe something like a4, e5. Is e5 working? Takes. You could go e5. This looks very risky. Takes. It looks risky, but it might be possible though. So probably something else for white. Then this knight to here. Some queen b3. Maybe even queen a4. But you probably don't want to exchange queens there. What to play here? d5, e5. Knight here. If h6, then something like this would be quite well, threatening the fork. If you defend it with the knight, then this kind of thing, yeah, well, it's speculative, but this pins the queen. This was what I'm seeing, but also after this you can just take with the queen and you will be fine here. So probably nothing, not something like this. Okay, we have a move. We have the move queen d2, connecting rooks, threatening here. So probably now knight g5, stop this exchange of bishops, but where is this bishop going? It kind of doesn't matter where it goes. Probably here. No, Houdini allows this. Goes for knights, goes for development instead. Bishop here probably. Bishop here. Bishop takes. King takes. e5 doesn't work. Queen here is not that great. So maybe some rook e1 to maybe go e5. Queen f5, e5. Takes, knight takes. Okay, so e4, e5, d5, knight to here, and e4. Maybe something like this, but I doubt it. Because the bishop has a beautiful square right here now. Okay, you could probably go for something like this, maybe check, taking there, and taking there, but this is equal, so no problems for black. That black played good, very well chess. Also Ethereal played good, I think. Quite nice game by both engines. Maybe knight here. e5. f5, pawn takes, queen takes, knight takes here. Discovered attack to the queen. The queen moves back. Another knight jumps in here. And this looks quite good for black though. This now looks quite good for black. So, oh wow. Wait, what? What did white play? White played the move h3. Okay, h3 instead of this bishop exchange. White played h3, and now we have e5. This is the pawn push you always want to do when you play the Dutch, to push e5. Maybe not e4, d5, I mean. Where's the knight going? The knight maybe goes back. You could also go for something like this. New variation. Takes, 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 takes. 4-7. 6. So white is up a pawn, but yeah, white is up a pawn, so you probably cannot go for something like this. So you kind of have to move the knight either to here or to here. The benefits of moving the knight here is you can maneuver it to here, but this would take long and then the bishop could just snap it off. So I would go to e7 here. c5. Knight takes here. Knight takes there, the other knight takes there. I don't know. No, c5 doesn't seem to work though. But oh, we have a move. We have the move knight to e8. Oh, this is also a nice plan. Maybe trying to go here and put the knight on e5 then, because this knight would be gone. Now you cannot really stop the move e4 by Houdini. So what to play? Maybe knight here to threaten this fork. You can just defend it here with the queen. Then maybe white is very greedy, takes this pawn. Probably with the knight to get rid of this bishop. I don't know how strong this bishop will ever be. Then this move. Okay, the knight cannot go there because then it would. So probably knight to h2. Then knight hovels in here to here. Takes. Another knight can jump in here. But how bad is this really for white? So maybe white can even go for the pawn. But okay, we have something else. We have the move rook ac8. And now Houdini just stops this. Knight coming in here, but maybe not b4. Just to get c5 in, maybe. Knight here to f7, c5, e5. Knight going in here, knight going in there. Very hard. Maybe f5. Taking en passant, taking there, trying to go f4 next. I don't know if this is so great, but this kind of wins a piece. Because now you fork the queen and the bishop is attacked twice, only defended once. So you kind of lose a piece there now. So f4 doesn't work because of this. Okay, we don't have the move b4, we have the move b3, which I don't really understand the move b3. Wait, do I understand the move b3? Yeah, b3, knight f7. I don't know, a4 maybe. e5, it kind of protects against this fork threat, but it's very passive. Knight jumps in here, f5, pawn takes, and now f4 is coming. Yeah, but what is black actually doing there? It's not that clear. Maybe c5, but then en passant, knight takes, queen takes, f4, queen goes back to e8. Now you have this queen cannot wait. Knight takes, queen takes, f4, queen has to go there or there. Probably there. Do we have a move? b3? No, we don't have a move yet. Queen to c7 to still be able to defend the pawn. Then maybe rook here. Rook there to defend the pawn. The rook goes on the open file. Or you don't even have to. You can just push the pawn. c5. Because the d pawn is pinned. And yeah. Looks better for white. So I don't know if this plan is good. So b3 is kind of a good move here by Ethereal. b3. What to play here after b3? e4 anyway. That goes in there. f5 doesn't work. g5, f4 doesn't work. g4 doesn't work. We have to move e4. Now probably knight to d4. I have to say I quite like white's position, although I don't know how to break through right now. Maybe now c5. Takes en passant. Maybe even taking with the pawn or taking with the knight. I don't know. I'm taking here. Queen takes. Yeah, but here. So maybe c5. Knight takes. I don't know if knight takes. I don't even know if knight takes here. Probably pawn takes is better. To be able to push this one and bring the bishop on this diagonal. Probably c5 after knight d4. Knight d4. c5. I don't know. What should white play in that position? Maybe rook here. Bishop there. Now you have more attackers here on this pawn, but knight here, e5, takes, knight takes. Okay, this kind of works for black, so maybe c5. Maybe here c5 is a move, followed by taking with the b pawn. It looks weird, but maybe it's a move. Maybe it's a move. Yeah, we have to move knight d4. And I'm wondering what both sides think of this position. Okay, Houdini thinks it's equal. Also Ethereal thinks it's equal, so it's probably equal. Yeah, I would also guess it's equal. But not drawish. It's equal. Let's see what Houdini comes up with here. In that position. Very nice touch here. Very good play from Houdini. This is how you should play the Dutch defense. Yeah, maybe knight f7 nevertheless to go here. But then f4, pawn takes or bishop. Even knight takes is possible here. Knight here. Knight takes, pawn takes, c4, c5. I don't know. Well, we don't have this. We have to move bishop to d7. Maybe preparing c5. Maybe a rook move here to the d file to maybe prepare c5 even more. But now c5 from white, from black. Takes en passant. Knight takes. Oh. So probably pawn takes, because otherwise you lose this pawn. And now what? Now what is this, a move at some point? e5. Pawn takes, knight takes, knight takes. No, it's not. Now, well, knight takes here. Doesn't seem to work, so this might be a possibility after rook f to d1. The other option instead of c5 is to go this route to knight here to here, but then maybe f4 is coming to kick the knight. Then maybe en passant we had some similar lines before, so probably this is something. I don't know. Not very tactical, very strategic game. Let's see how Houdini 6.02 handles this. I still think Houdini will win because it's just a better engine. But let's see, Ethereal is also not a bad engine. Bishop d7, rook f d8, at d1. White's position looks pretty harmonious. And now knight to f7. Maybe not even going to e5. Maybe the idea is to push h6, g5, f4 or something like this. Well, probably not f4, but this g4, g5, f4. I don't know. Or maybe here put the knight there. Takes. I don't know. Let's see what's the idea. We have this knight d to f7. What to play? f3 by Ethereal. Taking here. No, I don't think you would ever take here. Okay, we have to move queen e7. Pawn takes. Knight takes, pawn takes. Queen here, bishop there. Seems that black doesn't lose a pawn there. But okay, rook a to e8 is what Houdini is calculating. This is also working, because if you take there, then this check loses a piece. And yeah, so you kind of cannot take there. So what is Ethereal's move? Houdini's position also looks very harmonious, very centralized, very good position from Houdini. I quite like it. What to play? Maybe King F2. King F2 doesn't look that great, that appealing, but something like this maybe. But then the knight can unveil a discovered attack, and then this pawn falls. So King F2 is probably a very bad move. So what Ethereal is calculating is King H2 or Rook to F1. Maybe Rook to... Okay, Ethereal plays the move King H2. Is there now... Is there a sacrifice? Here, takes... Pawn takes... No, I don't see it. So, what is Houdini's next move? Maybe knight here. Knight here. Let's put some random move on the board. Is this now a threat? Knight takes, attacking the bishop. If king here, then this checks, so king has to go there. And now taking here, opening up the rook's line. It's not a threat though. It's not a threat. White is up a piece and I don't see a continuation for black. So you cannot sacrifice a piece there. What else? Maybe back to my other idea. What I had before, maybe C5 is played by Houdini. Maybe en passant now. Pawn takes. Pawn takes here. Bishop takes there, bishop takes there, pawn takes. But now this bishop would again fall. So knight... You can never take here. Sorry. Maybe knight f2 to here. Yeah, but this one, now the knight is trapped. No, it's not. It can take here, but then d5 maybe. Or is this losing? Well, yet another pawn? Yeah, probably it is. So you cannot go that crazy. So maybe en passant. I would take en passant. Pawn takes and go back with the knight to f3. Okay, this pawn is now adequately defended. Because of this knight here. But what to play? What to play? What to play? Probably still something like this. Knight here. Doesn't seem right though. Knight takes, bishop takes. H6. Well, then just bishop takes. So probably not taking there. Although it's tempting, but probably not. Maybe taking with a knight. Knight takes, queen takes. But then you have some discoveries. Maybe this one. No, you don't, because the bishop hangs. So you kind of have to move the bishop. So probably bishop here. No, this also doesn't work. Because the f7 knight is pretty good. Okay, we have a move by white. White took en passant, okay. And then white didn't play e takes f5 because this loses a piece. White also didn't play knight f3, which was my suggestion. White plays the move rook f1. Rook f1. What are the implications of that move? Okay, we now c5. That has to go back to f3. Taking there. Knight here. d4. This pawn is on the fire. Okay, we don't have this e4. We don't have c5. We have to move rook f1. And down a move knight to h5. Ah, I see the idea. The idea is probably bishop here to attack this pawn. Well, what about bishop there? Then takes. Rook takes. g4. Rook goes back to f1. No bishop here. Pins the pawn, but knight takes. Bishop takes. Rook takes. Okay, g5 is probably not that great. Okay, we have the other move. The other rook to the d file. I don't understand Ethereal's moves because Houdini is brewing something. F takes e4 now. Maybe. But then knight takes e4. But then this move. And you still lose a piece there. So you cannot take the pawn. What to do? What to do with white? Knight f3 also doesn't work. d5 is maybe coming anyway. At some point. Maybe even yeah, some random move now. Even knight takes, king takes. Bishop here, check. Bishop is blocking. Queen here, check. It's close that something like this will work, but okay, I thought this is not possible because of d5, but the theory really takes it, and now d5. This is kind of losing a piece, isn't it? What's the idea? Okay, we don't have d5, we have c5. Maybe d5, you can just take, and now move this knight because somewhere, probably to c2. Because if takes, then this bishop hangs, so white isn't losing a piece. So that's why Houdini chooses to play c4. Okay, where is the knight going? Knight goes to c2. I don't know. Is this working? No, because the knight can take it. But then the bishop would hang. So, and king takes looks... Whew. I don't know. I mean, you can also go bishop e5 to attack this pawn even further. Now maybe bishop here. Pawn takes. I don't know. Bishop here maybe to f2. And then knight. No. Knight f2. Let's see both evaluations again. I think black is better. At least I would prefer black's position. Houdini played some really strong moves. Last couple of times we have to move bishop f2 and now bishop f. f5 is calculated by Houdini. Bishop f5 takes. Yeah, for example, some random move. I think I see it now. Bishop takes, and queen here, threatening the pawn. And if you defend it, then knight here attacks the bishop and the pawn, and you cannot defend both, so you would lose something. This is just terrible. So bishop f5 is, I think, a great move, threatening the knight. So yeah, what to do with the knight? Probably queen to here, going into this pin. Probably going into this pin, or not the pin, probably queen here to pin this knight and defend this accurately. But then still bishop takes knight, bishop takes, and queen here, threatening this pawn. And after you defend this pawn, then you cannot move the knight. Okay, probably this is Ethereal's idea. Queen e3 just seems wrong to me. Queen e3 is what Ethereal is calculating. Queen e3. But what happens if the takes? Queen takes doesn't work because of this check. Taking off the queen. Taking off here. And now 2, 4, 5 against 5. Okay, this probably works. So takes with the queen. Queen here, because the pawn is pinned. And now it's attacked 3 times and only defended twice. So the queen has to go back to defend the pawn, but now the knight is coming in to attack this pawn. Also maybe rook takes here is threatened. For example, some random move. Rook takes here, rook takes there. And now knight here. Threatening some discoveries. And if you go there, new variation, the knight takes here. Bishop takes there, queen takes there, threatening checkmate. And if you block with the rook, this could maybe still somehow hold for white, but it's close. It's close. Houdini is close here to be able to sacrifice something. So we have the move queen e3. It basically doesn't change anything. I would take this knight. Houdini is calculating h6. What are the implications of h6? h6? Yeah, Houdini played h6. This must be some very deep move. Okay. Probably Houdini is just enjoying his position, knowing that white can't do anything. Bishop f2, e1. Yeah, just a random move. Because there is nothing to do for white. This position, knight g5 now. Knight g5. Adding more pressure to this pawn, to this knight, and also to the pawn. Yeah, okay, if, for example, okay, takes, it's not the threat, but the threat is simple and strong. the threat is knight takes here, followed by queen there, and there is no defense anymore. Probably there is knight here, but then this pawn falls with check. King here takes, rook takes, king takes, queen takes, check, king here, queen here, check, king here, rook here, check, rook takes, check. If here, then this double checkmate. Not mate, but nearly. This is now mate. And if you take the rook, then queen takes. So this is the threat now, to sacrifice the knight right here on. Yeah, it's a very hard thing to work this kind of stuff out. So that's why Houdini Ethereal captures it. Now queen captures. Oh yeah, 3 times on this pawn. How to defend? If this, and probably takes. You don't want to exchange rooks there. Yeah, this, no, not this. Okay, rook here. Just giving up the exchange. Okay, there is a lot to analyze here. Queen g3, king g7 is now calculated by Houdini. King g7. Oh, Houdini didn't take with the. Houdini took with the g pawn, the h pawn, and then we have this move, that move. Yeah, this is going for the kill. Probably rook here, bishop there. Yeah, Ethereal is lost here in this position. Black's position is just so good. Yeah, Ethereal thinks it's even worse. Houdini's evaluation is not so bad than Ethereal's, but yeah. Rook d3, king g7. Very nice game by Houdini. The Leningrad Dutch, where we have to move king g7. Let's play some random move for white. h3. I don't know. Takes. Oh, the rook is not the. Oh, takes. Knight here, check. Takes. Bishop check. Takes. Pawn here, attacking the queen. The queen has to go there. And then rook here, pinning the bishop. Also threatening to check here. I don't know. I really don't. But we have to move king to g1 here. That position, and now Houdini just takes the exchange. Thank you very much. Queen takes. Rook takes. Probably bishop takes. Yeah, bishop takes. And now queen e6. What's Ethereal's move? Bishop g2, probably back. Ethereal can't do anything. And Ethereal is down the exchange, but okay, g4, maybe g5, maybe h4, I mean. G4, H4. Yeah. Queen F6. E4. E4. Yeah, this is nothing now for white. White is just doomed. I think Houdini is going home with this. Minus 2.75 and minus 2.81. So now really both engines think that this is now over for white. But let's see. A5. Okay. Well, we had a move. Okay, Queen E3. A5. Queen D3 is Ethereal's calculation. Yeah, Ethereal can't do anything. Queen D3 or Bishop F2, yeah. Kind of nonsense move. But what's Houdini's plan actually? A4 is he calculating? Maybe if takes, and what? Rook A8. No, not Rook D8. I want to go to A8. Rook A8. Then maybe Queen here, defending everything. Yeah. Okay, we don't have this. We have the bishop going back. Yeah, I think Houdini is just enjoying its position. Up the exchange, better position. No weaknesses, or at least no attackable weaknesses. And now black has a weakness there. This is attacked. This square is weak. And Rook A8 now. Maybe threatening to go to A2. Queen here. Rook to A2 maybe. Anyway, yeah, Rook A2. Threatening bishop here. So maybe Rook King takes. Knight to here. Okay, we have bishop takes. Yeah, well, but knight to here also looks bad because this pin. And I don't know, maybe you have even some sacrifices in that position. Oh, that's all bad. Now that move pins the bishop. So you kind of have to go there. And now maybe pinning the knight. Or even knight takes here is now possible. Because of king takes and rook takes there, attacking the knight. But probably even better is this move, bishop to e5. Pinning again. Threatening to take here and to take the bishop later. So probably bishop e2, but now Ethereal resigned the game and it's a win for Houdini. Here you have it, black on white, Houdini 1, Ethereal 0, so Houdini 1. So let's see how long did they play theory. Okay, this was the opening I gave them. d6, b4, okay, bishop e3. Yeah, this is also the move I criticized. Bishop here, queen there, queen here. Knight here, h3. It's. But I'm more interested in that position. Bishop here is a good move. But h6. Let's see what Stockfish has to say about it. About this game. Ethereal and Houdini will be gone. Very nice game by Houdini. I quite like this. And I learned a lot about the Dutch here in this game. About the Leningrad Dutch. But Stockfish can also tell me something about this position. So here. a5, h6. Also Stockfish says h6. Knight fd8. What was my move there? My move was bishop. And it's better for black, yeah, but if the bishop takes, new variation, it's still better for black. Bishop takes e4. And queen here. Now it's equal. Yeah, bishop takes is also good for black. But this queen h4, I don't know. Yeah, bishop d5 pins the knight. So there is no knight to g5. But what about takes? It's still enough. It's enough for black. It's enough. It's enough for white to hold this. So h6, just a waiting move. King g1 wasn't played. Bishop e1 was played, and now knight g5. Yeah, this is just look at black's activity, and black's pieces are flying all over the place. So and Stockfish says it's very good. We have knight takes, h takes, rook takes f5. We don't have. We have this move. What if we defend here? New variation. Bishop takes c2. Okay, the knight on c2 is hanging. Yeah, everything starts to hang. So what if you defend the knight? Then you probably have some sacrifices. Bishop takes c2, rook takes c2, rook takes f1, bishop takes f1, bishop takes g3. Yeah, and the queen is hanging. The queen is lost. So, Okay, knight takes, pawn takes, and rook e3 to defend the queen. Okay, this was the idea from Ethereal. King g7, king g1, bishop takes d3, queen takes d3, rook takes f1, bishop takes f1, and queen e6, bishop here, g4, h4. Okay, can I see that one? Queen f6, e4, rook here. Just enjoying the position because black can't do anything. Knight, bishop goes there, a4. What about taking this pawn off? New variation. Rook fb8. Oh, it's just about this back rank. Okay, so it doesn't matter about these pawns. It's just about this back rank, and now we would have the same as in the game probably. On the rook working on the b file and not on the a file. So we have takes, rook here, where rook works on the a file now, and yeah, now it's dead. Bishop takes, knight e3, bishop pins, rook pins the bishop, king here, bishop here, and here white resigned the game. Bishop d2, Rook a2. Yeah, this endgame is just so lost for white. It's just so lost for white. King e2, followed by knight takes g3, or king e1, followed by bishop takes e3. Let's go with this one, so that this pawn doesn't hang with check. Aha, but bishop takes e3, and you cannot take back because the bishop here would hang. That's so amazing. That's amazing. Amazing stuff. So king here is probably the better of all. Knight takes g3, king d3. Yeah, this bishop still. Bishop takes e3. King takes e3. King h6, walking down the board, taking this pawn. King d3 check. King h5, you cannot defend the pawn. King e3, king takes h4. White can't do anything there. King e3. Rook b2, going after the next pawn. Up the exchange, up a pawn. And this is passed, so king c3. Rook a2. King d3. Just a little bit toying. Knight h5. Let's see how to win this. e5. No, this is desperate. So, I don't know. Maybe king back here. New variation, then king g3. I cannot go there, so probably going here. King f2. Probably going there. g3. Just to save everything, and yeah, this pawn is marching all the way. So I think we can stop here. It's all over. By the shouting, and very nice game by Houdini. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Ciao.